All right, once again, all athletes to the finish area. All athletes.
Lee, good to have you here. Good times last night up to the staff house.
Yeah.
Our chef, Kevin Kiley, our starter, cooked up some great chicken cacciatore, some steaks. They're all fueled up. We are.
Yeah, that was a lot of good food. Thank you. Yeah, but we're ready for present day action. What's going to go on? It's going to be somewhat of a carbon copy of yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
So today we do not have any qualifying round. We built the ladder on yesterday's finished results. So we get right to racing here after we do our racer introductions. This is the Moose Barrows Trophy today. So awesome trophy that Moose has donated. So many great names on that trophy. Oh, Corbel Champagne, maybe a little Corbel Champagne going into that trophy after we award that today, after we complete the rounds. Men and women racing today. The men will start first with 16 men in the field, and then we'll introduce the ladies after the men have narrowed their field down to 8 racers. And then they will alternate as we go through the rounds. Dual elimination format. If you look at the screen right now, at the top there, you see those big heavy gauge aluminum doors that have electronic magnets, 1,200-pound magnets to hold these athletes from behind. We saw yesterday a couple guys try to get out early and wail up against those doors, and you can't get through them.
No, don't even try.
You're going to try.
Yeah.
You want to break your poles off.
Give it an effort.
So the first run of eliminations, doors open simultaneously. Racers cross the finish line. First one across starts the clock. Second one stops the clock. Then the time differential is built into the doors for the second run. The doors will open early for the guy that has the advantage. The guy chasing, trying to make up that gap. First one across the finish line wins the run. Really simple, easy to follow. 10 runs to win. This would be super exciting. Let's talk about some sponsors, E.
Sponsors, check it out. Funk Away. First of all, check it out. I'm just gonna spray some right here. It's got deodorant, disinfectant, and it's got good smell. Yeah, it's fun. It's for sweaty, stinky athletic gear. Just talk to Scott, and some great stuff here. Seiko, you're getting a fantastic watch if you win this event. We got Seiko on board. Celsius, if you need a good energy drink. Essential Energy accelerates metabolism, and it burns body fat.
I got my clicker, buddy.
In the clicker too,
Cool.
yeah.
Set that baby right down.
Ran
lay it
into
on that
Heidi
side.
Adams and Chris, and they're there at their booth. We got so much opportunity for you folks that are here live to check out what's going on with all the sponsors. But we are dangerously close on your screen right now, on the big screen for you folks out there and you folks live at home. That is the look of light snow flying here at Steamboat Springs, Howelsen Hill.
I see some blue sky up over my shoulder, though.
It's coming.
We've got some great light out there today. Yesterday was a little rough. It was visibility was pretty poor. Snowing all day, great for free skiing, but a little challenging for racing. But this should be good racing today.
Yeah, soft snow is not phenomenal for racing, but these are some of the best in the world. Going for a lot of bragging rights, some money, champagne, and a Seiko watch. And we're going to introduce them shortly here and let you know what's going on.
So we'll be back with athlete introductions shortly. Stick with us on Flow Live TV.
Cheers. Look at that smile. Shaking it, not breaking it, getting things ready to rock and roll. It's a smiling Swede. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 World Pro Ski Tour Super Slalom Day number 2. We're going to start with the ladies. Ladies first. Kev, who do you see on screen? Who's our first athlete?
So, starting from the number 1 position based on her finish yesterday from Sweden, Evelina Fredriksson. She makes her way across the corral. She was fierce yesterday, making it to the top spot in the podium, taking away 10 grand.
Yeah, that's right. Good style, good pizzazz. She'll be going up against, from the USA, Rachel DeRochers. Rachel's got some pizzazz and big smiles. Uh-oh, here she goes. And a cartwheel.
Very nice.
Rounding it off.
She sprints away. We'll go on to the next pairing. It's Caroline Jones from the United States. Across the corral she will go.
The 21-year-old out of Vail doing a little model dance for her, and she'll be going up against the Slovakian. Took 4th place yesterday. She's out of the University of Utah now, biology major, 23 years young. Please welcome Solna Moravsikova.
All right, nice little wave there as we move on to our next pair. Your defending tour champion from Norway, Tuva Norby. Tuva wound up in a 3rd step on the podium yesterday.
Yeah, she said she's feeling good, ready to rock and roll and climb to the top. Next to her, the team that walked away in the Alpine Bank Junior team last night, coach of champions from Vail, the 22-year-old Caitlin Harsh.
Yeah, ladies.
Like the energy.
And the next pair, Zaniba Scott from the United States walks across the corral with a big wave to the TV and to the fans.
And going next to her, also from the North America, edged out just by the hair of her chinny chin chin from Canada. Welcome, 2nd place yesterday, runner-up Erin Milzinski.
All right, that wraps it up for the ladies. They will wait till the men finish their first run of the round of 16. We're going to go to the top now with the first 4 pair. And it's going to be your defending champion from yesterday, Matthias Tefre from Norway. There they are, waving from the top. Who's he facing, Lee?
Matthias is going up against, all the way from Maine, one of the Burke brothers, Keegan Burke.
Yeah, Keegan. And then all the way from Vermont, Tucker Marshall. Some great skiing yesterday.
And he'll be going up against the formidable Alex Lever.
So those are your first 4 pair. We'll go back to the corral with number 2 in the tour, number 1 yesterday, or qualifying, not happy with his overall result yesterday. He'll be looking for revenge today. Michael Ankeny from the United States. Oh, look at the bow and arrow. He's always the showman, Ankeny. We call him the Joker.
Ankeny, always a pleasure to have him here. He'll be going up against Double D Dynamite Drew Duffy out of Warren, Vermont.
And it's right here in Steamboat Springs, direct from Norway, Bretta Halsness. I saw his dad this morning, Stein Halsness. We raced together on tour. Good to have Bretta on tour. A little blood from the back.
That's right.
Okay, next.
A lot of history there. And we'll go to Norway now. This kid threw it on down yesterday, finishing in the top 4. Joachim Lindstad.
So another fast guy from Switzerland. Coming up next, Reto Schmidinger, finishing 3rd yesterday. Oh, very nice. The guys just throwing down tricks out there.
Schmidinger showing up and laying it down yesterday. Great to witness. And Schmidinger is going to go up against Jack Reich, representing the USA, the young gun from around these parts.
So up next, your defending tour champion, Robert Cohn from Vermont. Cohn, he'll be out for some revenge today too, Robert Cohn.
And we mentioned one half of the Burke brothers. This is the second half, all the way from Maine. Mr. Camden Burke, come on down.
So sadly missing from the field. I can see him through the tent here on our announcing position. Miha Kuhner will be pulling out. Got some injuries to his heels, so he'll be facing off against your intro guy.
That's it. We'll also have Miha in here to help us do some commentary, a little guest celebrity style stuff.
Perfect.
And so going solo, rocking bib number 3, finishing 10th yesterday from Austria, representing Austria, Simon Bridfoss Kummerlander. Okay.
He jumped out there on us. That looks like Robbie Shine cruising across the hill, our cat driver par excellence. What are you racing on those big skis? Yeah, he says.
He's got his powder skis out there. I like it. And rounding off our field, going up against Robbie Shine, he's going to be the Frenchman. He's a little silent, but he is so violent on the course on his skis. Give it up for Jeremy Lagier.
You are something. All right, those are your athletes. We're going to get underway. We got our top four, or first two pair at the top. Those guys will be going off first. The rest of the athletes will make their way up there. We'll run the first round of 16, and then we will introduce the women once those guys have narrowed the field to 8. So many great sponsors. I was just hanging out with the guys from DNA Vibe. Had meniscus surgery a month ago, and I've been using that thing religiously to rehab my knee.
Working well?
And my shoulder injury on Monday. I got the thing wrapped around body parts everywhere. It works, man. The thing is awesome. Check it out, DNA Vibe.
Yeah, CB Sports also. CB's been around, close to 50 years. I want to thank Chris Neary and company for here. They've outfitted the entire staff from head to toe, and they are back in business in a big way. Some of the retro clothing that's out there. Take a look at it, get some pictures, and put it all on social media at worldproskitour.com. Can't thank you enough. Tito's Vodka, there's been all sorts of soirees, some shindigs. Tito's, I'm not sure there's a better vodka in the land, and thank you, Tito's. And Surefoot, if you need good foot beds, you need to understand how the foot works in a ski boot, because it's a little different than a running shoe. It's different than a flip-flop. Surefoot knows everything there is to know about the ski boot, how it's supposed to fit the right type of foot, the width, the length, and the footbed as well. So thank you, Surefoot, for your love, and a lot more sponsors to talk about as well. Money-wise, equal money. That is a great thing, regardless of how many men or how many women we have here competing. The women and the men get equal money. $10,000, 10,000 big ones for the winner. That's no
Good day's check for
right
ski racing.
Yeah, I'll take it. But right now we're going to take just a small break. We're going to throw a little commercial loop on here. We'll be back with racing here for day number 2 of the first stop of 2023 World Pro Ski Tour here at Howelsen Hill, Steamboat Springs.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Oh, there you go. And we're back. You're looking at the Shovel Militia taking a slip slide on down the course. That gets rid of any excess snow. In the last month and change, let's say since December 1st, there's been upwards of, what did you say? Did you say 17
That's
feet?
what Billy Kidd told us at our welcome opening, 17 feet of snow.
Billy Kidd does not tell a tall tale. Yeah, and look at that beautiful shot. Downtown Steamboat Springs in the background. And that is the bottom finish area. The finish line is there, right at the right at the end of the course is the finish line. And we got some sponsor booths. The crowd is going to start showing up here in a little bit. Beautiful powder day after powder day after powder day here in Howelsen and Steamboat Springs, and that's a beautiful thing, Mr. Clark.
So taking a look at the bracket here, first run of the round is 16. You can see it's Teffrey and Keegan Burke, and Tucker Marshall and Alex Lever, and Ankeny and Duffy. Those guys are up there getting ready to go. Bretta Halsness, Joachim Lindstall, Redo Schmittinger, Jack Reich, Robert Cohn, Camden Burke, Mia Kruner pulling out. Simone Breitfuss Kamalander is going to get himself a bye, so he'll make his way to the round of 8 immediately. Robbie Shine and Jeremy Agier, your 16 qualifiers ready to rip here.
Now the course features 3 pro jumps. Catching air can be a problem sometimes while ski racing. You know, in the World Cup formats, you don't see this. Occasionally in a city duel race that you see over in Europe, you see them, but it's not frequented too much. So this is a little different, created from the Pro Tour back in the 60s and into the 70s. And it takes a little bit of a different level of work and organization. You got to get a cat on a steep hill. It's got a winch attached to it. It anchors at the top end, and it pushes the snow up into place to create a wall. There's 3 of them there. The banners look good with our sponsors as well, but it can throw the athletes off kilter, and we'll explain that all day long. Some of these athletes will be making turns in the air to set their edge to get ready for the next gate. But right now, Kevin Clark, we are ready to rock and roll with our first heat
All right,
of our second day
first
racing.
pair move behind the start doors. Matthias Teffrey over on the red course side, and Keegan Burke from Maine got his hands full. Teffrey, your number 1 guy yesterday. Out on course they go. Good even start. Down the pitch they go. Really important up top here to ski clean, ski smooth, not make any mistakes as we watch Teffrey, your number 1 guy yesterday, out front over Keegan Burke. Off the top bump they go. Teffrey down low, making some clean turns. Off the second bump they go. Burke trying to close the gap. A little bit low and late is Burke as he chases down Teffrey over the bottom bump across the finish line, and it's going to be the maximum differential. So it's a 0.6 this weekend on this course. So a 0.6, so Teffrey has that advantage built into the start doors when they go back to the top as we move on to the next pair.
Having a look at the start once again. Nice, smooth course. Our course workers making sure all the snow's out of the way. The athletes got on it for some inspection, and they know that there's nothing that's better than the first run because there's no ruts, nothing. You just kind of figure out your game. Visibility's playing well, and we're ready for the next battle. Is Tucker Marshall from the USA on the red course, and Alex Lever also representing the USA on the blue course.
So once again, we'll continue to update you with the differentials as the athletes cross the finish line. So that first pair, Matthias Teffrey with a 0.60, our maximum differential today. Tucker Marshall and Alex Lever. So Lever from Colorado. Remember the Pro Tour for a few years now. Out on track they go. Good even start. Look like Lever may have got a jump on Tucker as they head down the pitch. Lever getting in tight, clean on the gates. Really getting some power out of the turn. Tucker right there with him, touching down. Dead even. Lever over on the blue course side maybe starts to take a little bit of an advantage. Hard to tell with the camera angle, but Lever over the second jump out in front, scrubs a little bit of speed. Here comes Tucker trying to close the gap over the bottom bump. They touch down about dead even. Tucker trailing now. Let's see what crosses the line first. It's going to be Lever with that win, 0.140. So
Excellent.
Lever, 0.140. Good close round right there.
Yeah, that was nice and tight. Tucker Marshall out of Pittsfield, Vermont, the 30-year-old. Tucker was on the red, and Alex Lever on the blue. And skis for Team America and represents Movember. And this is a look back at the previous run. Nice even pace across the air. That was a very evenly matched route. That's going to be a tough one going into the next round. Lever blue and Marshall red. Back up at the top.
So Michael Ankeny, number 2 in the overall standings at the end of last year. Drew Duffy, number 4, facing off. A couple of former Dartmouth College racers. So now this one shakes out on track they go. Ankeny over on the red course side gets a little bit of a jump on Duffy as they make their way down the pitch. Trying to keep clean. Duffy's having all kinds of trouble up top on that blue course side. Trails now. Duffy's trying to get back in focus, back on track. So out in front, Ankeny pulls a little stiff in there before he goes off that second jump. Out in front, Ankeny still controlling the run as he touches down with about a half a gate advantage as they cross the line. It's going to be Ankeny with the advantage with the max differential, 0.60. Again, 0.60.
Ankeny, 30 years of age, a staple on this tour, representing Team Drift. You see the nice, solid, strong starts by Ankeny on the right, the red course, Duffy on the left, out of Warren, Vermont. These two will go head back up one more time.
So watching that replay right now, watching Duffy on that blue course side. Ankeny had a good, strong start. Oh, Duffy, he gets on that inside ski, loses the outside ski, gets it back together, but boy, you got to get the power out of the ski. That's so important. The top of this course is so key to setting yourself up for a good run. As we say, you don't win a race in the steeps, but you sure can lose it quick.
That's the way it works. We look back up top. Red course, Brede Halsness out of Norway knows a little something about this place. And right next to him, it's going to be Joachim Lindsdahl, took fourth place from Norway, and they're on course.
So we must have moved on to Brede Halsness, sorry, and Joachim Lindsdahl. That's not Lindsdahl, though. So we've got some questions here.
Yeah, we're looking to see 17. That is Brede Halsness on the red course for sure. And that is not Joachim Lindsdahl as far as we know, unless stand by for further information. So Halsness across the finish line. And we're looking to write the information. So stand by. That looks like that could be Robbie Shine. We'll get the clarification on that momentarily. We know for a fact that Mr. Halsness put pedal to the metal, stayed focused on his game, and he will head back up top for the second run. Remember, every athlete that you've seen so far, they're going to get 2 runs. They're going to swap courses and dial it in once again. Halsness sticking to his game. Let's focus our attention to the top. From Switzerland, Reto Schmidiger, third place yesterday, and Jack Reisch from the USA, 20 years young. Out of Steamboat Mountain School. Now he's attending CU, a Buffalo. So, Jack, looking forward to seeing you lay it down. Jack is on the blue, Reto's on the red. So, apparently, Lindsdahl did start out of the gate. He decided just to go slow to get a start.
So we were thrown off by going, that can't possibly be Lindsdahl. How's he skiing so slowly? So he's injured. He opted to, make the run.
Yep.
So throwing us off a little bit there, but that was correct.
Yeah, because he'll get some points.
To the next pair.
He'll get some points for starting. He finished 4th yesterday, Joachim Lindsdahl. And let's get rocking and rolling with the next. So Reto Schmidiger and Jack Reisch.
Schmidiger on the red course side. After yesterday's results, that was the man from Switzerland in 3rd place. Here goes the cadence now. Schmidiger on the red course side. Against Reich. Out on pitch they go. Schmidiger with a good strong start. Reich trying to get some juice out of the ski. Making some clean turns on that blue course side as he tries to close the gap over Schmidiger on the red course side. Out in front in control. This first run of the round is 16. Our 3rd place finisher yesterday. Reich doing everything he can to try to close the gap. Doing a good job. He's made up some ground on him. It's going to be Schmidiger crossing first, but a decent run by Jack to try to close the gap. So Schmidiger with a 2.85 advantage.
So Jack will have to lay the hammer down, taking a peek back up top as we draw it into focus. 0.28 differential. Jack Reisch need to make up a little bit of time on the next round, and we'll break that down when we get there. But great racing so far all the way around, a testament to fantastic coursework. And we set our sights back up to the top. Rob Cohn last year took victory on the overall side of things. He represents Killington, Vermont. Rob will be on the red course. Next to him, another East Coaster out of Maine, Camden Burke. He'll be on the blue course.
So I met the Burke brothers last year at one of our races back east, fun race, and I said, you guys got to get on board. So they're here, racing against the #1 on the tour for so many years. Coming down the pitch, Rob Cohn gets a good strong start on Burke as he makes his way over the top jump. Burke trying to keep it real, trying to keep it close, is Rob Cohn. Out and skiing clean and smooth, gets those skis away from the gate, really gets some energy out of the ski as Burke's trying to do everything he can to close the gap. Doing a decent job of his. Cohn, your #1 in the world, crosses line first with the advantage. 0.551 going to Cohn.
Again, 0.551 advantage going to Cone. They'll head back up top and do another round, swapping courses. And our next duel will only be a singular. Simon Britfuss Kammerlander from Austria will go solo, most likely. But as we have a peek back on the big screen, if you folks at home, here's a look at it. Burke getting a little late on a couple of those gates, but out in front, making it look easy. Number 1 in the world, Rob Cone.
So at the top, we're ready to go.
We're dialed in. It is going to be un athlete, Simon Britfuss Kammerlander, one heck of a nice guy and very talented. He's going to get just a nice training run here, Clarky.
Third in the overall standings at the end of last year, always there in the fight. Yesterday, off his game a little bit, so he's back out here hungry. So this is a bye round. So Miha Kuhner is pulled out with an injury to his heel. It's going to be Simone getting a feel for the course, so he's going to take those 2 runs to see how the course skis. So he will automatically advance into that round of 8. Be no differential on him there. So Robbie Shine and Jeremy Legier next.
Yep, and we've got some good stats coming through in just a bit from another athlete, thanks to a listener. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now, Robbie Shine spent a lot of time on this course, pushing snow all around. We thank him for his efforts. And Jeremy Legier from France had a nice conversation with him earlier today, and he's looking to climb to the top of the podium today here. And let's see what he's got.
The cadence begins. Gotta like Robbie on his big mountain skis against the Frenchman yesterday. Legier, second in the overall standings. Walking away with $4 grand is Legier out in front. Robbie Shine disappears from our screen. So that'll be a maximum differential. A little bit twisted coming off that second jump was Legier. He's coasting it out here. So he'll get the maximum advantage, a 0.60 to Legier.
Nice job, Legier from France, making it look simplistic. Shine on the red, shining on.
Here comes Robbie. Whoa.
Yep. It's a little different than a slalom ski right there. He's got his 110 underfoot, so he just skied a bunch of fresh pow up top, and he got into the start gate. Nice job, Shine.
So that ends the first run of the round of 16 for the men. We'll get them back to the top. We will switch courses. At that time, that differential will be built into how the start doors open. So first pair will be Teffrey, and the start doors will open for him over Keegan Burke by 0.6 of a second. So that's the maximum differential today. So,
and it appears we're going right into the second run. So we just witnessed 15 of the 16 scheduled athletes on there. We're going to do the same thing over again, but we're going to reverse the courses or swap them on out. Matthias Teffrey and Keegan Burke will have a go at it. And we'll explain the differential of 0.48 and talk about the Christmas tree lights, how they work appropriately. Thanks for tuning in, you folks at home. Especially Pam Fletcher. Pam, how are you? Pam has been informing us of all sorts of stats. That
what'd she tell you?
Michael Ankeny is actually 31, it says right here. We're off by a year. So, Pam, we wish you were here, but you're on my phone instead, and we're blowing you kisses here from Steamboat. Great to have you out and about and watching this.
Thanks, Fletch.
Yeah, long-time legend, 1988 Olympian, if I'm not mistaken. The big, strong ladies team in the 80s with Deb Armstrong, and Tamara was in the mix in the 80s, and we'll get to the ladies here shortly. But let's talk about the guys. We're ready to rock and roll with Keegan Burke on the red side, Matthias Teffrey from Norway on the blue.
All right, the cadence begins now as Teffrey, your number 1 pro on hill yesterday, with a 0.48 advantage. So the door is open, 0.48 ahead of Burke. So down the pitch he goes on the blue course side. Burke trying to close the gap, trying to make up that 0.48. A little bit of trouble getting it set after he touches down off the bump. Just got to ski the whole thing through. Never know what's going to happen to your competitor in pro racing. Trouble for Burke. He's getting wild out there as Teffrey will touch down and head to the finish line, and he will move into the round of 8.
Yeah, Burke got shot out of a cannon right there on one of those turns and just bucked himself sideways and slowed his momentum down. So Tefre, nice ski in the Norwegian. Liked everything about that $10,000 yesterday. See if he can't do it again.
So next pair, you're going to see Tucker Marshall and Alex Lever. Lever holds the advantage. That was a close race. These guys are pretty evenly matched. So Lever will move over to that red course side with that advantage.
Great aerial shot right there, zooming on in. It's a little drone
shot.
So the
cadence begins. Lever on the red. Doors will open up first for him, not by much though, 0.14. Out goes Lever. Marshall right there with him. Doors open up, out on track they go. Beautiful day shaping up here. Great visibility. Yesterday was a challenge, snowing all day. Out in front is Lever, and he has the advantage after the first run. Does Marshall have anything for him on the blue course side? Starting to come alongside is Marshall on that blue side, right there with him. Lever still has an advantage on the red course side. Lever with a little bit of a scrub as he touches down. Here comes Marshall out in front now. Is he going to get this run? It's a close one. It's Marshall at the line. Or is it? Wow, that was close. Lever. Marshall with that win point, 0.88, 88 100ths of a second. What a job making it up at the bottom. Lever with a couple of scrubs up there on that red course side. Marshall taking the win.
Yeah, the 30-year-old from Pittsfield, Vermont, part of Redneck Racing, made it happen right down on the bottom. Down, as you said, 8 100ths of a second. Here's a photo finish right at the end. Wow. Just making it. That was the blue course of Tucker Marshall defeating Alex Lever. So Marshall moving on from the round of 16 to the grade 8. We head back up top for our next duel. It's going to be Michael Ankeny and Drew Duffy swapping courses. Duffy on the right-hand side, Ankeny on the left.
So Ankeny carries that 0.6 of a second advantage for Ankeny on that blue course side. Such a cool shot. Trees all covered with snow up there as we had that light champagne powder falling all day yesterday. Whole different day today. Bluebird day shaping up out that window. So Ankeny and Duffy slotted in there, both former Dartmouth College racers, coached by a good friend of mine, Peter Dodge, who was a former Pro Tour champion back in the 80s. So a bunch of Dartmouth guys on tour. Ankeny and Duffy about to face off. Getting the doors set and closed. And we'll begin the cadence.
Yeah, well, Ankeny, Minnetonka, Minnesota, the 30-year-old, part of Team Drift, 2019, fourth place overall in this World Pro Ski Tour. Duffy hailing out of Warren, Vermont, national champ in the Super G in 2015, two-time All-American. So double D on the right-hand side, red course. The sun is out now, and we are ready to roll.
Hyper focus right now. These two guys, good friends, former college ski team athletes from Dartmouth. Doors open up for Ankeny with that 0.6 of a second advantage as he jumps out on the steep pitch. So down the pitch goes Ankeny with that 0.6 advantage on that blue sky. Just need to ski it clean and smooth. Duffy going to do everything he can to close the gap. Not happening right now with Ankeny touching down off the second bump out in front. We saw Marshall turn it around against Alec Lever on that first run. He looks over his shoulder. On goes Michael Ankeny into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, we welcome that big yellow ball from the sky. It's been a little evasive in December in the first part of 2023. Not a whole lot of sunshine, but a heck of a lot of snow. And you see these two fairly even starts. The differential was shown right there. Out goes Duffy just a little bit later. And the result was Ankeny on to the next run. And it looks like into our next round, we saw Halsness and Lindstall come out of the gate rather slow last time, and Lindstall is going to bow out. That means Bretta Halsness is going to take a solo run here and advance on to the round of 8, featuring a duel against Ankeny. Let's see what happens here as the sun is out and about, Clarky.
So, want to welcome Alex Lever back, important part of the racer board of chasing World Cup last year. Great to have Alec back helping us out, making all the rules decisions, helping us create that rule book this year with Lisa Mutz and John Jacobs and myself and the whole athlete board as we watch Bretta Halsness with pro ski racing in his blood. His dad down below here watching is he'll get a bye round, so Halsness automatically moves into that quarterfinal round due to the pullout from Joachim Lindstall. So Halsness will face Ankeny in that quarterfinal round.
Yeah, and Halsness, 80 countries visited, born in southwest Norway, lives in Colorado since 92. Says here, Father Stein and his uncles Jarls, or Carl, and Edwin all raced on the Pro Tour back in the 20th century, in the 80s and 90s, when you were announcing that as well.
Yeah, his uncle Jarle was a great competitor. I was actually still racing then.
Well, yeah.
My success wasn't that great.
Were you announcing while racing?
Well, oh yeah, I was talking myself through it.
That's good. Convincing yourself this is a good idea. Let's move up to the top. What do you see? It's Reto Schmidiger on the blue course, and Jack Reich is going to be on the other
this
side.
was a close race. Reich did a good job to keep it real. 0.28 advantage to Schmidiger as the doors open from him. Looks like Jack got left snoozing a little bit. Looks like a little bit more than 2/10. Over on that blue course side, as we watch your third place finisher, Schmidiger touching down in control of the second run. His first run was a 2.8 advantage. And at the bottom bump, he's got it in control, so it's going to be Schmidiger moving into the quarterfinals.
Reto going on, and he liked the way that fourth place felt yesterday, so he's going to see if he can't, or third place, excuse me, climb to the top. And next up, after we have a gander for you folks at home and on the big screen, it's so nice to have light on the course. You can see as the ruts are developing, so much snow off to the side. Mother Nature just saying, hey, we were a little lean the last few years. Let's turn on the afterburners. So
What's
lots
really
of great
cool
snow.
now is you can see the rut starting to develop. You can see the track that the athletes are putting down there. And as we go through the day, that will get a little bit deeper and so important. Yesterday, we talked about making sure you keep your foot in that rut. Here we go. The cadence starts for Rob Cohn. Moved over to the blue course side after the first round was Cohn with a 0.55 advantage over Camden Burke. Team Burke fighting hard here. The number one on tour, Robert Cohn, 3-year defending champion, out for some redemption today. Americans kept off the podium. Cohn and Ankeny got something to say about that along with the rest of the field. But we got to run each run to get there. Out in front, it's all about Cohn moving into the next round of competition to face off against Schmidiger. So there'll be his opportunity.
Yeah, easy skiing by Cohn right there. Very fluid, great body separation throughout. The visibility, obviously, boding well for his type of skiing. And the other half of the Burke brothers from Maine, just throwing it on down and trying to hold on, trying to catch Cohn. But Cohn will take that one and going up against Reto Schmidiger from Switzerland in the next round. And coming up next is going to be Kammerlander representing Austria, the 28-year-old. He's locked in by himself, and we're ready for him.
So SBK stands behind the start doors. You guys got the longest name out there. Takes up a lot of space on the quality sheets. So he's going to do a solo run so he gets a feel, see if the red course is skiing any differently than the red.
Yeah, this is good training for the next round, obviously.
So he's just going to ski it clean and smooth, get the feel for the landings on the jumps, get the timing down. So important to absorb that jump. Make the move before you go over the jump, absorb the jump, get the skis back down in the snow as soon as possible. Kammerlander looking clean and smooth, running at about 75% as he crosses the finish line.
That's just a good ski racing name. Simon Kammerlander, you know.
So who is Kammerlander going to be facing? Coming at us, who's next,
Robbie Shine or Jeremy Laguerre from France. Take a guess who Simon's favorite athlete is. Mom. That's right. OG sponsor, Mom. That's great. Back to the top.
Interesting fact about Simone, his dad used to race on the Pro Tour in Japan.
Now we know. Yeah. Way back.
So, Shine got his work cut out for him. So, Jeremy with a maximum differential in his pocket. Robbie Shine.
Yeah, Lagier, two World Cup starts. This Frenchman who took runner-up yesterday. And Shine, Lagier, on course.
So down the pitch we will go. Let's see how clean and smooth he skis it. He knows he's got a big advantage. He knows Robbie is not as serious as he is about this. As we land on the pitch, looking clean, smooth, staying super balanced. Oh, a little bit of wild ride over that bottom jump. He gets it together. So Jeremy at the finish line, moving into the quarterfinals to face Simone.
Yeah, and Robbie Shine making it across. Thanks for all your hard work, Robbie, on this course. And he's on some big skis. Now he can go freely ski some pow. He's got some wider underfoot skis, and there's a little bit of reverse camber on those. So you can see there's a lot, there's a lot of surface area to get hung up on, and you see it right there on gate number 2. Not the ideal ski, but I'd say he's having just a little bit more fun than most everybody else. Have a look right there into the quarterfinal. Tefre Marshall, Ankeny Halsness, Schmidiger Cohn, and Kammerlander and Lagier from 16 to 8. And we'll get back here in just a minute's time with the ladies here at the 2023 edition of the World Pro Skier, day number 2, here from Howelsen Hill in Steamboat Springs.
For the best deal on the best shed or garage, visit toughshed.com.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Oh yeah, on the chin. Yeah. So excited.
Welcome back to Howelsen Hill, Steamboat Springs, Colorado. This is the second day of stop 1 of the 2023 World Pro Ski Tour. We happen to have a guy who just stumbled into the broadcast booth, Miha Kurner. What a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor, honestly. Thank you. I wouldn't want to be here. I would rather be up there and race with the boys, but this is pretty good too.
Yeah, great to have you and your lovely bride alongside here. Clarky,
So we didn't explain the fact that Miha was in the field and he had to pull out due to an injury, little problem with the heel.
Yes, it's every racer will know. I have a little joke prepared for this. It's my coaching boots feel like a penthouse, and my racing boots are like a studio apartment in New York. And if you don't wear them enough, your foot kind of gets irritated. So it's nothing major, but it's a little irritation.
Now you'll be back in California for sure.
That is well explained. I like that. That's well
Now
put.
he joins us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is good because he was on the course all day yesterday with flat, light conditions. I mean, you'd love to be on that today with the sunshine, right?
I mean, I would, but I tell you, because I'm a little older now, my advantage is what everybody else's disadvantage is, because I'm more experienced, and if it's a flat light, I'll use whatever I can and work with it.
Still ski with confidence in that flat light.
Everybody can ski good in the good light. So
Right.
I pray for snow, honestly.
If my math is correct, you're the.
Go ahead, Lee.
We'll get back to that in just a minute. It's all about the ladies racing right now. You excited for the women?
I'm so excited. This is going to be great.
All right, we're ready for TV, and up in the gates right now in the red, this is Evelina Fredriksson from Sweden. She walked away victorious yesterday, looking for another big payday today, and she's going up against, from the USA, Rachel DeRocher.
So, Kevin Kiley up at the top begins the cadence. Fredriksson from Sweden over on that red course side. The first of 2 runs, as I explained before, the doors open simultaneously on the first run, and then after we get a differential, After this first run, the doors will be staggered according to the winner. They will open first. First run now, though. Down the pitch you go. What do you see, Miha?
Oh my God, Evelina's so fundamental. Look at the pole plants she's throwing in there. The tiny moves, so important for the step off because the conditions are very, very tough, and you better have your fundamentals in check, and she does. That's why she won yesterday.
That's right. Coach's dream, seeing that pole plant.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the fundamentals. I like that. You know, just back to the basics of the reason why the poles are actually in your hands, right?
I mean, I can go on for hours explaining why pole plant is a crucial thing, why Michaela Schifrin does that every single turn on the pitch, even a double pole plant. Crucial things. Yeah.
Bringing it all forward, down the hill all the time. So there's a great book out. Have you ever heard of it called Piant Dessous?
I haven't, and I feel bad about it.
It's from Stenmark's era.
Okay.
And it was Piant Dessous means plant up.
Okay.
Check it out.
I will.
Super cool book as we watch our Michaela Schifrin close in on the great Stenmark and
I am a little bit of a bookworm, and I collect alpine skiing books. And thank you
So
for this.
back to the top we go. Carolyn Jones and Sonia Maravakova. Jones over on the red course, the first of 2 runs for the women. This beautiful day at Howelsen Hill. Down the pitch she goes. Jones in control of this first run out of the start. Clean. Oh, trouble on the blue side. Down will go Sonia. Tough break, giving up that max differential.
Ooh, little bit of danger right there coming off of jump number 2, but holding it in control is Caroline Jones.
I mean, we're gonna see a lot of how is it called? Some crazy cowboy rides down tonight. Oh, a rodeo, exactly. It will. I mean, it's gonna be wild. We had so much new snow, and then underneath there's some watered surface that was watered like weeks ago. So once they break through, there's gonna be a mix of soft snow, icy chunks, and so it just gets very, very rowdy. This is crazy, but good for the spectators. Not so good for the racers.
Yeah, for Sona, she took a digger there, so it'll be the max differential going into the second run as well with a DNF. Did not finish, but some fine racing there from Miss Caroline Jones. A nice advantage there. We head back up to the top. Tuva Nordby, #1 overall last year from Norway, going up against Caitlin Harsh from the USA.
Tuva's good.
Norby struggled a little bit yesterday, and she had some luck fall her way on 2 runs. Let's see what she's got today. A new day as she jumps out on course against Caitlin Harsh. Norby over on the red course side, pretty evenly matched down the pitch. Norby not getting off her skis as quick as Harsh as she struggles to get good grip after she lands on the jump. Harsh running away with this first run of the 2 over your overall tour champion. Now Harsh with trouble. That's why we talk about pro ski racing. Never give up. You're never going to know what is going to happen. It's going to be Harsh crossing the line first. We'll watch the clock tick down. The winner going to Harsh by max differential 0.60.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You have to be on your toes. You're not out of the woods until you cross the line.
I've seen big gaps get closed when guy makes a major mistake and fighting behind to get that win.
That's what it is, and I really think the mental approach should be that you got to treat each run as if it's your final run. You cannot put too much tactics to it. Like let's say you feel like you're leading halfway down, and you're like, all right, I'll go a little more careful or whatever. It will come in hot. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going as if it is your last run. So attack is the only way to stay safe.
Well done by Harsh, taking that one over Norby. We are now into the final pairing of the women's round of 8. After this, we're going to go to the men's round of 8, and they're going to do their thing. Then we'll go back to the ladies' round of 8. So we're going to keep you all informed as to what's going on. Back up to the top, it's going to be Soneva Scott from the USA against Erin Mizlinski, who took 2nd place from Canada. She's on the blue course, and they're off and running.
Mizlinski with a great start, just left Scott standing there. It really takes a lot of time to figure out the cadence. You got to start moving forward while the lights are still coming down the Christmas tree, and she did a good job of that out in front control of this first run in the round of 8 for the ladies.
Yeah, it looks like that this section after the between the 2nd and the 3rd jump is the most technical one because there's some speed coming into it and it's still turny. So she did a great job, Erin, here. Very good.
So that top part of the course, Mia, is so important. You got to come out, as fast as you can, but you really got to be super controlled. You can't blow a turn. You blow one turn up there, and you've thrown it away. As we say, you never win a race at the steep. You sure can quickly lose one.
Absolutely. This is why Steamboat is exciting, because this is something that even the World Cuppers would enjoy. It's steep. It's more than 25 degrees steepness on the pitch up there, even actually 2/3 of the course. So very steep, very turny, and yeah, it's a challenge. It's an actual challenge.
So cool to see the angles, how low they get, the hip almost on the snow.
Yeah, Miha, pleasure to have you here. We know you wish you were up there. Great commentary. We're going to take a small break before we get back to the men's round of 8. Stick with us here at Howelsen Hill in Steamboat Springs, Colorado for the second day at the stop number 1 of the 2023 World Pro Ski Tour.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
Tough Shed, a million uses. One of them tough enough to protect whatever's valuable to you. Tough Shed storage buildings and garages, coast to coast. For the store nearest you, call 1-800-BUY-TOUGH or visit toughshed.com.
All right, welcome back to the World Pro Ski Tour Moose Barrows Cup. This is the quarterfinals for the men. They're about to go. The ladies did their first run with the 8 women that are in the field to clarify things for people. So these guys will make their first round, and then the ladies will come behind them in their first round of the quarterfinals. It's Teffrey and Marshall up first.
And that's Kevin Clark speaking right there. Clark, he's been doing this a long time. Miha Kuhner is not racing today. My name's Uncle Eva. Miha, you have something special you would like to announce. What is that?
Oh, we would just like to give a little shout out to Alex Rooney, who is in the crowd. We believe it's his first ski race, so enjoy the show, Alex. This is gonna be good. Look, sunny and intense.
Yep, and Alex, we have a bottle of champagne for you. Of course, you're gonna have to wait 15 years for it, but it'll be aged well by then. Good to have you here, Alex. Oh. Also, some Funkaway. We want to thank you very much, Funkaway, for keeping all the odors fresh. It appears that you did shower today, right, Miha?
I did. You don't have to spray it on me. I didn't sweat yet.
Looks like we're going to the top. No messing around here. Teffrey and Marshall about to break out of the start gates. So first round, doors open simultaneously. Once we get a winner, that differential built in the top. Good clean start by both these guys. They worked their way down to pitch. Marshall skiing clean and smooth. Teffrey right there with him. Marshall trying to put the pressure on. Marshall over the blue course side, trails just by about a ski length as they touch down. Marshall, can he close the gap? Teffrey, yesterday's winner, out front, but Marshall going for it here. Marshall got to maybe get that win. Yes, he does. Marshall, 3/1000ths of a second.
And Clarky, I'll say this.
0.003.
I'm going to say this, that the Pro Tour uses the 1,000th of second, where the World Cup only used the 100th of a second, and that plays into a big factor right there.
True, and I want to say this. Tucker is fast. He was always fast, but the key here is consistency. So Teffrey definitely showed that he's consistent yesterday. So the next run now matters. We'll see what happens. It'll be intense.
So part of the factor here is Teffrey did 10 runs yesterday.
Yeah.
Tucker did not do 10 runs yesterday. So is he a little bit weakened from yesterday's race?
I mean,
possibly? He's very fit, clearly.
he is fit, and he has proven to be, a fast ski racer for sure. Consistency is key.
Back to the top we go. Howelsen on the left-hand side, Blue looking up. And on the right side, Ankeny, number 2 in the world. They're off and running.
Yeah, Brett has got his work cut out for him. He knows the hill well. He's the local town series champion here. Ankeny over the red course side, skiing clean and smooth, skiing smart as he touches down off the first jump. Howelsen is keeping it real right alongside of him. He knows this hill so well, skis it all the time. Ankeny, really, I thought he'd be out in front a little bit better, but here comes Brett Howelsen putting the pressure on him, gets all twisted up sideways. That gave Ankeny the chance to come back. Ankeny with the win. 0.172, great skiing for Howelsen to keep it close.
Strong finish by Michael. Key thing, actually, after the last jump, last 3 turns are pretty straight. You gotta go for it. And we'll see if Michael will adapt today. He confessed yesterday that when there's ruts, he's feeling less confident. But today he looks like he's handling the situation when the ruts develop. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, let's set the stage now as we are filtering down this round of 8. Reto Schmidiger is going to go up against Rob Cohn. Reto on the red course to start things off with. Rob Cohn, last year's overall tour winner, is going to be on the blue course, and they're locked and loaded up top.
Reto is the probably one of the most experienced racers when it comes to Europa Cups and World Cups. And so look at his skiing, as fundamental as it gets. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy, just very fundamental. I like that. It will take you places.
And you've skied against the majority of this field. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say, and it's just exciting to see them or race against them still. I'm happy.
Is there a part of this course that's a little more tricky than the other?
Look at Cohn. Yeah. He's so chill up there.
He is. He's a killer. And every part of the course has its own story. So at the top right here, a little more GSy. You got to be patient. Now the speed picks up. Still technical, but the really tricky part comes right now. The
Looks
speed
like Cohn
really
with
picks
a little
up.
bit of an advantage, touching down over Schmidinger first. Cohn wants revenge today, got knocked out in earlier rounds, uncharacteristic of Cohn, but he's going to win this run. Across the line he goes, a close one, 1.129 going to Cohn.
Cohn's the champion, and his old diesel engine is getting ready, I think, slowly but surely.
It's old diesel engine. So it starts to get a little more aggressive, as you were saying, down towards the bottom third of the course. Is that correct?
You see spraying coming off the skis, the snow coming from underneath the skis after the second jump, much more. And I think that's where actually that's the trickiest part of the course.
Fair enough. Good evaluation there.
Right.
Miha Kruner, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to just analyzing this into detail.
Yeah, a little different from this perspective than being on it, right?
Much different.
The coach can't help himself.
Oh man, you don't want to get me going.
Yeah, TV does nothing for the steepness of any course whatsoever.
That is a fact. Every World Cup looks flat. It's not flat, and this is steep.
On the red course, you have Simon Bredfuss Kammerlander representing Austria. Next to him yesterday's second place, Jeremy Leger on course.
So Kammerlander with a powerful start. Leger right there with him. Looks like Kammerlander has a little bit of an edge already. So much experience coming out of the start. Look at Kammerlander out in front now on that red course side as they work their way down the pitch, getting a little bit twisted. Here comes the Frenchman now right alongside at the bottom bump. Second bump, excuse me. It's still Kammerlander working the skis well. This is a dead even heat as they come off the jump. Out in front, looks like Leger has the advantage at the finish line. It's going to be a winner for Jeremy, 0.227.
Consistency from Jeremy. He didn't make a single mistake top to bottom, whereas Simon definitely went he had like intervals. He was very fast on the top, but right here he started making some mistakes. You gotta stay cool and stay collected throughout the entire course.
Yeah, Leger having a birthday next week on the 16th of January. It'd be a nice present to walk away with a first and a second. Got some work cut out for him. Indeed, great tight racing there, huh, Clarky?
Yeah, that second jump is really presenting some problems for everybody on both sides.
Yeah, wait until it breaks. I think it's gonna, and especially when it gets really heated, I think it's gonna be rowdy.
It's giving you a little bit of a kick, and they're really struggling to get the skis back down to the snow. As we move back over to the ladder for the ladies.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break before we get going with the ladies. We'll be back in just a minute with more action from Howelsen Hill, the World Pro Ski Tour 2023. Good to have you.
One 800 by Tough. Call for the store nearest you. Tough by Tough.
For the best deal on the best shed or garage, visit toughshed.com.
All right, we're back with the women here in the Moose Barrows Cup at beautiful Steamboat Springs, Colorado over here at Howelsen Hill. The ladies are in the gate now. Evelina Fredrickson and Rachel DeRochers from the United States. She's moved over to the red course side. Fredrickson carries a .6 advantage on the blue course side. So if you watch those lights, her doors were open sooner. You got to time it. And down the pitch she goes. So I got a question for you, Miha. Does it get into your head when you have the disadvantage and the lights, they make a different sound as it comes down, as you watch your opponents?
It's actually tough. You got to really focus, and all the noise has to be, you got to really, zoom in and focus on that. It can be tricky.
So as we watch Fredrickson moving into the quarterfinals, so
That was really good.
.60 max differential.
Yeah, Fredrickson yesterday, as smooth as Milzinski, those two ended up in the finals together. Will we see it again today? Right now, the Swede has moved on over De Rocher, the 26-year-old, born in San Diego, grew up skiing in Big Bear, moved to Vail, and took 14th at the World Junior Championships in 2017. Rachel, great to have you here at Howelsen Hill.
So
And as we finish up this replay, we are to inform you that Sona Marevsikova from Slovakia has pulled out due to that last run mishap. We do not have an official update on her well-being, but she decided to play it safe. So Caroline Jones from the USA will be coming up. Solamente from the Vail Ski Club, the 21-year-old, will go solo and move on to the next round and join Fredrickson. So,
right, the lights tick down. Another max differential. Caitlin Harsh. Her doors were open first. Let's watch Caitlin ski this pitch.
this is actually
Little
Caroline.
bump right there developing. You saw that?
Already on the third gate. Yep.
This is Jones, actually.
Excuse me, Jones, unweighting her skis as she hit that bump, so that's going to be a key. That whole top is key. And then this bottom or second jump is really key. She puts it down in good shape.
It looks good. No, she should take advantage of this run just to get, get to know the course even better. So I'm happy how she approached it. You don't have to cruise through it. Go attack it. You're not through it yet, so it's good. That was a good run.
Miha, it says right here, her hobbies, any board game, I will beat you. She's challenging you to a duel in a board game.
I'm actually I'm so competitive at anything. It's not good for me to be around any games, any board games. My wife knows that, and I should. No friends when it comes to Uno.
Uno. That's a card game, board game, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Well, Caroline Jones, we had a look at her. She's part of the UVM ski team and Vail Ski Club as well. We go back to the start, break us down who's coming up next.
So Tova Norby and Caitlin Harsh. So Norby trails by .60. You'll watch those doors open first for Harsh over on that red course side. Down the pitch she goes. Tove skied that little run up there pretty good. She had some good pressure at the top of the turn. That's the key up the top part of the course. She trails now, though. She's trying to make up 0.6 of a second to Harsh, who skied so well yesterday. She looks like she's in good shape today.
Kate.
Out in front, putting the pressure on. Your tour champion, Harsh, touching down and heading for the finish line, and that'll be the max differential for Harsh on the second run to move into the quarterfinals. Who's she going to be facing?
Very solid run from Caitlin. Very solid run. That was amazing. Good to watch. The key here is you gotta go clean. And obviously the course is really tough. All the conditions are almost stacked against you to go clean. So the challenge is to go as clean as you can for as long as you can. And she did a great job, Caitlin, doing that.
Yeah, Caitlin Harsh, some great racing there. We'll see her going up against either Soneva Scott or Erin Mislinski from Canada. And if you take a peek up right now, there you go on the right hand side in the red. There's the Canadian Myslinski. Only lost one race just by a fraction, and that was the finals yesterday. And she's going to go up against Soneva Scott, who is on the blue course.
She's hungry. She's going to go for it.
She skis so clean. She skis so, within herself and smooth. Let's see how she works this run. She's got that 0.6 of advantage. She knows what she has to do, just not make any mistakes with that kind of advantage in these earlier rounds. It's key to try to save some energy, but not that easy to do on a hill like this. Maybe when you get down off the last jump, but she's in good shape, making it look easy, really stays in the center of her skis, gets some good energy out of the turn, and she's going to coast into the quarterfinals. Won't be any coasting when she meets up against Caitlin Harris in that next round.
Yeah, that will be intense. Yeah, there's, like you said, there's really little room for enjoying or having a joyride here. Honestly, you gotta stay on your saddle, and there's only one way of going down the hill like that. You gotta attack. The moment you get defensive, you're in trouble. It's what it is.
That's it. So having a peek back there, again, that was the finished round of our round of the Great Eight. Now we're into the Final Four, or our semifinals for the ladies. It's going to be Caitlin Harsh and Erin Milzinski. That's going to come up in a little bit. Coming up next, we have ourselves the men. But before we do that, Hayden Scott, our British cowboy, is down below with some interviews. Hayden, take it away. Hayden, take it away.
Check, check. There we are, there we are. Hey, thanks, guys. I'm here with Evelina Fredrickson and Caroline Jones. What a difference a day makes, Eva. Tell me about the conditions here at beautiful Howelsen Hill.
I like the conditions today. It feels like the course is really good. The jumps are a little bit harder today. You have a bit more speed. Kind of need to figure that out. But it's fun. It's good condition.
And Caroline, would you agree?
I agree, and it's sunny today.
Yes.
It's always a little bit nicer when the sunshine comes out.
Yeah.
Great racing so far. What have you learned from this opening round, which you're going to take into the next round, going up against each other?
Well, for me at least, I kind of go crazy off the jump, so I need to just stay cool and collected off of them, I guess. And
Yeah, I think the same. Just like, because I think the course is fun and easy today, so just need to figure out the jumps.
All right, well, great results yesterday. Let's see if you can make it 2 for 2. All the best going into the next round. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you.
All right, Hayden's interview is done in the finish corral. We're going to throw to commercial break.
Yeah, we'll be back with men's.
And we'll be back with that men's round of quarterfinals.
For more than half a century, Seiko has been supporting athletes in their efforts to be the best. Now, we want to bring this reliable technology to anyone striving for a goal. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
All right, we're back. We're going to throw it out to Hayden Scott in the finish corral with an interview with Harsh Milzinski.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Caitlin Harsh and Erin Milzinski. And I want to ask Erin, you've retired from FIS racing. Now you're here in the World Pro Ski Tour. How does it differ?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I have a teammate here, which is amazing. We're with Sports Insurance Racing, and I think that it's a huge team community, so I love that. I love being on FIS as well, and Canada won the race today, so we can't forget that, but both are amazing.
And Caitlin, you're a very accomplished college racer. How does the World Pro Ski Tour fit into your schedule?
You know, there's definitely some overlap, but I've been prioritized this race today. My teammates are racing somewhere else, but yeah, it's definitely hard to balance both, but it's super fun, and I love coming to these races. Yeah.
Visibility so much better today. What a difference a day makes. What do you bring from the earlier round today into your heat against Caitlin coming up next?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to enjoy it. I want to get better every race, every start, every jump, every turn. But really, I just want to enjoy it. I retired from FIS, and now I'm here to enjoy this, and so that's really my mantra here.
And Caitlin, you've got quite the matchup coming up,
Oh, yeah.
but you're skiing great. What are you going to focus on when you're in the start gate for this next run?
I have a thing where I like black out in the start gate because I'm just so much adrenaline and I'm so excited. So today I've just been trying to actually like think and use my brain while I'm skiing, which is harder than you think. So yeah, I'm just trying to think about my outside ski and good fundamentals.
Hey folks, how about a round of applause for our semi-finalists?
Thank you, everyone.
Up you go to the start, and back to you, Uncle E and Clarky.
Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. We also got Miha Kuhner here, going to break it down for us. This is our second run of the men's round of 8, so this is for all the marbles. Each one of these heats will feature a winner that advances on to the semifinals. Who do we have up top?
So up at top, it's Teffrey and Marshall upsetting yesterday's winner, but not by much, 3/1000ths of a second. So Marshall gets a good jump. Out on track they go. Down the pitch, you can see Teffrey skis bounce to that run on the top of the course on the blue side. Marshall right there with him off the bottom jump. Marshall, he's on fire today. Getting hold on to it, skiing well, skiing clean, get some energy out of the ski, putting some juice into it. Marshall gets a little bit back off the jump. Teffrey has a little bit of trouble now on the bottom jump. Looks like it's going to be Teffrey out in front. It's going to be Teffrey at the line, cross it first, but close one. On goes Teffrey.
That was a very, very good run from both of them. Fundamentally, really nice. And the most important thing is Tucker, that was actually smart skiing. Obviously, it didn't go his way, but good skiing. You can be happy with this skiing. It's good.
It's that second jump up there where he came off and his shoulder was rotated around as his skis head in one direction, upper body heads in another direction. We see it all the time in pro racing. It's so key to get the turn done before you go off the jump and have that body squared up. So back to the top.
Teffrey had a second gear there. He's going.
And our cadence gets going. Oh, on the left-hand side, blue, that's Ankeny. On the right, you have yourself, Brett Howelsen. Here we go.
Ankeny gets the door opening first with a 1.72 advantage. He skis through that top blue gate with no problem. Brett Hallsness putting the pressure on. Now Ankeny only a 1.72 out in front. Now Hallsness knows the hill well. Skis in the town series here all the time. He trails. Boy, that red jump on the second jump on the red course is giving everybody fits. Out in front goes your number 2 on the tour. Ankeny looks over his shoulder. He will advance to face Teffrey.
Michael, just remember your Adelboden runs. I think he's doing that. I think he's visualizing his Adelboden runs, and he's getting on fire.
Yeah, he's been able to fly down the World Cup course of Adelboden and Kitzbühel World Cup slalom, so he's got World Cup experience and putting it to the test right there. 2 very formidable World Cup, world-class courses.
Yeah, shout out to Brett Hallsness. Some solid skiing there. Great to have him with us here in Steamboat.
Maybe a comeback, Michael. What do you think?
So back to the top, another close run. Schmidinger and Cohn. Taking a look at the list here. Who's going to populate that next bracket? Cohn with advantage over Schmidinger. Cohn got his work cut out for him. This will be close. A lot of good close racing in this quarterfinal round. Cohn with that 1.29. We just saw Ankeny with 1.72. Marshall with a 0.03. So
this will be intense. This will be crazy.
This is going to be good. Miha's all wound up about this one. Out on course they go. Cohn on the red course side with that advantage after the first run. Cohn throws a little bit of stivet in there. I think it's a wise move. Get those skis really set up before you start to turn. It's Cohn out in front. Now he's going to approach that red jump where we see some trouble for a lot of athletes. Cohn touches down. He's clean. He's smooth, but this is anybody's race over the bottom bump. It looks like it's Schmidinger out in front, but Cohn's right there with him, charging to the line. It's going to be winner. Oh, Schmidinger winning the run by 0.176 over Cone. On he will go.
Yeah, that was intense, like we expected. I mean, Reto had another gear. Cone did well, and he's always good. So that was a really, really good, fun run.
Yeah, Reto taking third place yesterday. He's guaranteed now no worse than fourth place, but really tight racing right there. Let's talk about the physical versus the mental here as you get later down into the lines, especially 2 days of racing. How does that factor in, Miha?
I would say this is mental more than physical, especially for Reto, because, I mean, he is still young and very well prepared physically, so you gotta stay in the game. The moment you want to start, you start thinking, or tactics, or I want to save something, or I want to go for the result, you're out. You got to attack. Each run is your treat each run as your final run.
Let's go with Kammerlander versus Lagier. What's the differential, Kev?
So Lagier with a 0.22. His doors open up first. Kammerlander powers out of the start of the blue side. Can he move on? Kammerlander number 3 on the tour. Not happy with his result yesterday. A little bit of a mistake there on that blue course side, allowing Lagier to come alongside down to pitch to go. Kammerlander puts his hand in the snow, almost gets tangled up in the gate. Struggle a little bit as Kammerlander coming to the bottom dump. Looks like Simone letting it really fly now. Kammerlander all twisted, throwing it down the hill. It's going to be Kammerlander at the line, winning the run. That was a wild run as he looks back up the hill. 0.13. 113 to Kammerlander.
Did you see the look on his face? I mean,
he didn't think it was going to happen.
He left the building yesterday on fire, and that fire is in his eyes right now. And look at that. I mean, that's why this is exciting. Yeah, you never know who's going to win. Ooh, risking. You got to do that. You got to do that.
And he's been bucked all over the place right there, but able, the tenacity, the focus across the finish line first. Kammerlander into the semifinals with Reto Schmidiger by his side. And that is some good racing right there. There for you folks at home and on the screen. Take a look. That is the way the semifinal shapes up. Teferi and Ankeny, and then Schmidiger and Kammerlander. Little different than yesterday, but that's what racing's all about right now. Our urban cowboy from England has got himself a couple of interviews. Hayden Scott, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm here with Matthias and Michael, and these guys are skiing so fast today, it's ridiculous. Matthias, obviously our champion from yesterday. Matthias, what is different this year? You raced at Aspen last year, didn't really break through from the round of 16 or round of 8, and then you come in yesterday with an incredible result. What's the difference?
Mostly it's the hill. It's a little bit different than Aspen. Aspen was pretty flat. I don't have the weight, so then the veterans can use their leverage. But yeah, it's just good skiing here, which I can be solid. I don't have to do too much to be fast, so that's kind of my idea the whole way.
And Michael, you did the double here last year, 2 wins in 2 days. I know you were very disappointed yesterday, but today it looks like you've really got your act together and you're giving it 110%.
Yeah, I think just having another day under my belt, getting more comfortable with my skis. I think feeling more steady, feeling a little bit of retribution for tomorrow, or from yesterday. So hopefully Matthias is ready for the full gas. I did just find this on the ground, so hoping that for me today.
Little Corbell, California champagne. All right, hey, how about a nice round of applause for our first 2 semifinalists in the men's division. Back to you in the studio.
Always the Joker.
You put a cork in it, Ankeny. That's right. Unleash it, brother. All right, we got a little bit of a commercial break. We'll be back with another interview and more racing here from Howelsen Hill for the 2023 World Pro Ski Tour Day 2, stop number 1. Send it.
right, let's throw it out to Hayden in the finish corral.
Hey guys, I'm here with Rito Schmidiger and Simon Breitfuss-Kamelander, our second semi-finalists. Moving on. Rito, you told me earlier that you're from the same hometown as Marco Odermatt.
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the same ski club, and that's a good. You say also omen in English. Yeah, it's a good omen for today. So I will give it all, and I look what I get.
I know you're very disappointed to not make the final yesterday, but in the consolation round you got third. What do you take from yesterday to bring into today's race?
Agility. You have to be quick in your feet and move from the top to the bottom, and don't stop moving. Yeah.
Simon, this time last year you had just competed in the Olympics, and when you arrived here 24 hours later, you were a little bit jet lagged. You look a little bit fresher on your feet today.
Yeah, actually, Hayden, that wasn't 24 hours. That was like 57 or 58 or whatever. So if I remember that race, that was so crazy. My body was somewhere. My brain was not here. But yeah, it's looking good today. I'm having fun. Skiing good.
And from the round of 16 now into the round of 8, you seem to have found some extra speed today.
I mean, of course, you know, the first run without Miha, that was a kind of interesting for me. First time going alone by myself. It's always good to have someone next to you to see, to feel the speed. But I mean, so far so good, feeling good, and as Rito said, like, keep on moving.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Rito, how are you enjoying your first World Pro Ski Tour experience?
Oh, I like this event. I like the parallel event, a racer against racer, and yeah, I hope I can join some more events here.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our second semi-finalist? That's Rito Schmidiger and Simon Breitfuss-Kamelander. Back to you in the studio.
Looking forward to seeing those guys coming up. Thanks a lot, Hayden Scott. Great work. We are now down to the ladies' Final Four and then followed by the men's Final Four. Then we'll go back to the ladies and the men. So a lot of racing here. We're to the semifinals. Kevin Clark alongside Uncle Lee. We got Miha Kruner giving us the analysis from a racer's perspective. And here we go.
All right, the cadence has begun. The cadence has begun. Out on track they go. Doors open evenly for the first run here in the quarterfinals for the ladies. Fredrickson on the red course side got an advantage, got a good jump. Powerful out of the start. Down the pitch she goes. Touches down in good shape. Staying high at the top of the turn. Good early pressure on the skis, getting some energy out of it. Jones still trailing now off the second jump they go. Jones trying to close the gap here at the bottom. It's still Fredrickson out in front by about a quarter gate. She's going to win the run as she crosses the line. Closing the gap is Jones. But the winner is Fredrickson, .221.
Good skiing, and exactly what Ratto said, Schmidiger, he said, you got to keep moving, all right? And that is very crucial. It's like Rocky Balboa when he said, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. You stop moving, and your ski will not cut clean. That's
you
the
just threw a Sly reference in there. I love it. Evelina Fredrickson.
Always Rocky.
Yeah, took the victory from Sweden yesterday, and she's on a march right now. Caroline Jones, her first semi so far in the World Pro Ski Tour. She was on the blue course. And they'll go back up and swap it in just a bit. Hey, real quick, Miha, people are watching over in Slovenia. It's 9 o'clock or so. What do you want to say to the folks at home?
I'm so excited. I want to say dober večer vsem gledalkam in gledalcem. Upam da uživate v šovu.
I believe translated that means I'm having a great time here. Ladies, I'm no longer single. I'm married. Let's get going with the racing for our next round.
You are a hoot.
Caitlin Harsh on the red course. Aaron Mislinski from Canada on the blue course. Here we go.
Uncle Lee off the hook as usual. Milzinski looking focused there, as is Harsh. Out on track they go. Good even start that second blue gate. Let's see how she skis through it. Boy, you lose no contact there, and that's a troublesome spot on the blue course side. Looks like it's going to be Harsh out in the front here. Dead even. Here comes Milzinski looking good on the blue now, starting to power away over the second jump. Harsh goes wide. All kinds of trouble off that jump. Milzinski really stretched it out here in the first round of the quarterfinals run. The Canadian going to cross that line first with looks like the max differential, .600.
So smart, such smart skiing from Erin. Did you see? You said dead even on the first jump. And then she pulled away halfway through. So it's really important to know where you can put the pedal to or hit the pedal to the metal. And she did that. Look, that even here, and this section, she felt comfortable, and she was like, all right, I'll do my thing, I'll move through, I'll do all the good moves, and voila, a gate difference.
Yeah, finding time Finding time on a course where it's not ever present. Nice job,
Look at the
Milzinski from
teammates on
Canada.
the finish crowd. Awesome stuff, you guys.
All right, so the stage is set for the next round for the ladies. Frederick and Jones will repeat, swap courses. Harsh and Milzinski, same thing. We'll be back in just a minute with the men's round of 4, the semifinals, when we come back here to Howelsen Hill for the World Pro Ski Tour 2023.